get familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to build a simple calculator in C++. So in which calculator you can add two numbers, subtract two numbers, and also multiplication and division. So I'm using dev C++ IDE for this project. So let's open dev C++ and create a new file for our program. Click on file and create a new source file. So press Ctrl plus S, wait a minute, and save this file in your directory wherever you want. So I will create here a new folder and I will name it calculator. So save it and start your program. So first of all, we need to add some libraries and some built-in syntax to create our program. So I will type here add include and less than greater than sign, and in this sign IO stream. So we are going to include IO stream. IO stream stands for input output stream. So this is the library which is stored in C++ compiler. So in this line we're going to write using namespace std, and now int main. Main is a function in which we create our program. We write some statements in the main function. So curly braces and start our project. So int number 1. Number 1 is a variable and int is a data type of this variable. So this number can be given by the user. We do not add a specific value to this variable that will be stored in the PC. So semicolon and write the statement cout stands for console out, that will show on the console whatever is written in the double quotes. So I will write enter first value, close this statement by semicolon, and now cin number 1. Cin stands for console in. When the console opens, it will need a value in the variable of number 1. So we are the user, so we are going to store some value in the number 1 variable. You can name whatever you want variable, like num1, a, b, c, whatever you want. So I'm going to write number 1. So let's run this program for a second. Ctrl plus S and this icon compiles it. So this shows an error. What is an error? Oh, sorry, by mistake. Every statement can be ended by the semicolon. So let's save it and again compile it. So you can see this is our compiler, a console screen. So it shows enter first value, let's say 2, press enter and the program ends because we do not add some functionality right now. So we are going to take another variable int number 2 semicolon and then again C out, enter second value, semicolon, and again C in, and this time number 2. So int is basically a data type to store integer values like 1, 2, 3 and so on. So that's why we give this data type to this variable number 2, int. Int stands for integer data type. So let's save it and run this program. So let's say first value is 2, and you can see it will need a second value. Enter second value, that's 3, and press enter. It will program. So our program is end. So we need to store a character between these two numbers, like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So a character is not an integer, so we cannot add int data type to this character. So char is a character data type to store a character. So plus, minus, multiply, divide is basically an operator or mathematical operator. So we can name op semicolon and write a statement, enter the operator, and C in for user input, C in, and there's an op. You can see after C out there is an less than sign, but after C in there is an greater than sign. This is the syntax of C++ programming language. So let's save it and run the program. You can see enter first value, let's say 3, and second value 5, and enter the operator, let's say plus, and the program ends because we do not add some functionality right now. So now we need to add some functionality to add these numbers or subtraction or multiplication or division by conditional statements. Double slash is used for comments. So I will write conditional statements. So conditional statements is like if and else, if and else. So we write if and let's say operator is equal to plus, then write a statement, the sum is number 1 plus number 2, and let's add another condition, else if operator is equal to minus, then write a statement, the subtraction is number 1 minus number 2. Let's add another condition, else if operator is equal to multiplication sign, then write a statement, the multiplication is number 1 multiply number 2. Let's add another statement, else if operator is equal to divide. In C++, the division operator is slash. So write a statement, C out, the division is number 1 divided by number 2. Let's add our final condition, else. So we do not add some condition in the else statement. So let's write C out in valid operator. Handle is used to write a new statement in a new line. So we added some conditions like if operator, if a user enter plus sign, then number 1 and number 2 can be added, and if operator is entered minus sign, then number 1 and number 2 is going to be subtracted. So let's save it, this program, and compile it. Enter first value, let's say 3, second value 5, and enter the operator, let's say plus. So you can see we can add these two numbers and it shows the answer. The sum is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. So the last statement is else. This statement is used when a user enters an invalid operator like hash sign, and sign, or some parentheses. So it will show the message on the screen that you cannot add this operator between these two numbers. So it shows an invalid operator statement. So let's save it and again compile this program. So let's add first value 3, second value 8, and let's add invalid operator like this. So I press enter. You can see it shows the message invalid operator because this is not an operator. We gave the conditions in if-else statements that the only operator a user can be used is plus, minus, multiply, and divide. So this statement is used to specify an invalid operator that prints on the screen. So now I'm going to add some comments which helps you for better understanding to this program. So this is a variable. Number 1 is used to store a first value. This is our second value, which we can add a number stored in number 2 variable to store a second value. So this statement is used to enter the operator, like plus, minus, multiply, divide. So these are the conditional statements. So let's save it and again run this program. Let's say 2 and 3 and enter the operator, let's say multiply. So you can see the answer is the multiplication is 6. 3. So now we are going to add another functionality which is called loop. Loop is used to run the program again and again whether the condition is true, and after the condition is false, the loop ends and breaks the program. So we will use while loop here. While, and let's add statement true. True is used to run this program again and again. After this while statement, add curly braces and close this brace at the last like this. So this statement is used to run our program again and again. When the answer is given, it runs the program again to store some values in the variable. I'm going to add endl after every line for a new line. So you can add multiple endls. So save it and run this program. Let's say for 3 and second is 7. Let's divide these numbers. And you can see the division is 0. So it should be a decimal point value. Why it shows a 0? So because we added a data type of int. So int stands for integer. Integers are basically a numbers 1, 2, 3 and so on. So there is an other data type to store a decimal point value, which is called float. So let's remove int data type and add float to both of these variables. So save it and again run the program, and let's again divide two numbers. Now you can see the decimal point value because of the data type float. Float is a decimal point data type that is stored in a variable. Now let's make our program a little bit simpler by adding some cout statements. So after this first condition, you can add another statement like this to make it beautiful. So after this you can add handle also. So copy this line and paste it after the second statement, and now after the third statement, and finally the last one. So congratulations guys, we made a simple calculator in C++. So it's time to take a look by doing all operations. So save this program and run on the compiler. So enter first value, let's say 3, second value 8, enter the operator, let's say plus. So the sum is 11. So now we subtract these two numbers, let's say 2, 9 and minus. This fraction is minus 7. Now let's multiply the two numbers, 6, 3 and the multiplication operator. The multiplication is 18. So now let's divide these two numbers, 4, 2 and the division operator slash. So the division is 2. So now we did all the operations, multiplication, addition, subtraction and division. So now let's take a look at the last condition we added, 3, 4. Let's add invalid operator like this. Sorry. So you can see this is an invalid operator it shows. So congratulations guys, you made a simple calculator today, and that's it for the video, and I will catch you in the next one.